Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Destiny. I am Death from Above. It's Thursday, and the weekly update has come out, and there's a couple interesting things that happen to do with weapons. So I wanted to get on and talk to you guys about it, see what you think, and give you my thoughts. So let's get into the weekly update. This week it was kind of a weapon tuning update, a look towards December, and talking about a few things to come and hinting at a few other things. So nothing major on the content side, but you're definitely going to get some new weapons, and some of the old weapons are going to change. So we'll get straight into it. We're going to start with the weapon changes and end with something exotic. So there's going to be a patch in December. It looks like we're going to get a patch every month. It's going to be a pretty big patch. So this month we got 2.0.2. Next month we'll get 2.1. And 2.1 is going to have a lot of weapon tuning in it. So let's go ahead and start talking about the weapon tuning, and we'll see, and I'll tell you what I think, and we'll run around the tower and just kind of do some stuff. I might throw some gameplay footage up over this of some Iron Banner, so you can enjoy that instead of me just tripping around the tower. So we'll do that, enjoy the gameplay footage. I'm going to go stand by Lord Salad Bar, and we'll talk about weapons. So John Wisniewski is the guy that kind of heads up the weapon changes department, the weapon tuning department, and he put out a little addendum to go with this week's weekly update, where he talks about the changes coming in the December patch, the 2.1 patch. So we're going to start off at auto rifles. He talks about, for each one of these weapon classes that we're going to talk about, they go over its intended purpose, how it's going to be used, what the goals are, and then what the changes are. I'm just going to talk about the changes because everybody knows how they currently perform. I don't care what their goals are right now. I care about current performance and perception and future changes. So we'll talk about the changes. They're going to give auto rifles a small increase to base damage. Low rate of fire gets a 3% increase, medium rate of fire gets a 7%, and high rate of fire gets a 4% increase. So increases across the board. They're not insanely high, but they are significant. And I think the most significant one comes in the medium rate of fire, the 7% base damage increase with the Zalo Supercell. It is in that medium rate of fire selection. So the Zalo Supercell is getting a buff to damage. Does anyone think it needed that? I really don't. I get murdered by that thing in Crucible, so that may become my go-to gun. I don't know. It looks like with the auto rifles going up and something else going down later, I might be switching to an auto rifle or a hand cannon. But rip your pulse rifles. It's next. Let's talk about pulse rifles. They are changing them the other way. They're going down. Low rate of fire gets a 9% damage reduction. Medium rate of fire gets an 8%. That's your Hawksaw. High rate of fire, Bad Juju gets an 8% reduction. And highest Aggressive Mallet gets a 2% bench reduction. So that one's not really changing. They give their reasoning, but basically pulse rifles are going down a little bit. And they're going down more than anything else. And there's some other things that are going to come up. So I'm thinking they're trying to balance everything out by bringing the highest thing down. I've heard people say they want, instead of that happening, they want to bring everything up to it. And you want to argue about time to kill and, whether or not he should have shot those boys in that courtroom. No, I'm just kidding. That's a movie. It's a good movie, A Time to Kill. No, but Time to Kill for pulse rifles is the fastest of any archetype or any gun type right now. So they're trying to bring that down and make everything, it's gonna make it a little bit slower. From the stats, they show a little table in the weekly update talking about when it should, basically burst to kill. Little table showing the changes pre 2.1 and after 2.1. It's going to bring it down a little bit from rather than getting a 3-burst guarantee to kill. It's going to be a 3-burst kill if you get some good headshots. So I don't know. We'll have to play test this one to see if it's going to get in there and get it done or do anything about it. But rip your pulse rifles. They're definitely getting a nerf. Whether it's significant or not, we won't know until later. But I'm thinking with those going down and other things coming up, there will be other more viable options now in Crucible, like hand cannons, which we're about to talk about. So let's talk about hand cannons. So for 2.0, 2.1, they're going to increase the ADS accuracy for hand cannons for close to medium range. So your Hawk Wound is about to become more usable, and that's the one thing I've noticed about hand cannons. I think everything else is fine on hand cannons. They have the right range, they have the right power and impact, and they feel good. But it's just like when I'm aiming down the sights, my bullets just don't hit. It's like they just don't hit like I feel like they should. And that's what they're fixing. So I will applaud them for this hand cannon fix. I'm on board with it. So I can get in with that one. Next, shotguns. Hey, shotguns, get out of here. I've started using the sniper rifle almost exclusively in Crucible, so I don't really care what they do to shotguns. The only one I use is the Invective really right now. So unless something else changed with sniper rifles, which is not in this patch, I'm going to stick with my sniper and keep trying to get better at it. So let's talk about shotgun. They're changing a lot on shotgun. They're making a starting damage fall off basically match your melee. So a short range shotgun is only going to have melee range basically. Long range shotguns basically going to go to as far as blink strike will go. So you can blink strike shotgun. That's about it. So all shotguns are getting slower ready and stow time. So the time you pull it out and put it away is going to be longer. More recoil, slower reload, slower ADS time, slower movement speed with a shotgun. Oh my gosh. And you will have a longer time to fire from running out of sprint. So once you come out of a sprint, it's going to take you longer to fire that gun. Now they are increasing the base damage to 1.6 from 1.55, but that's only in PvE, that's not PvP. So huge change to shotgun. Basically they're making them slower and closer range. They didn't change the damage. They just changed the fall off, the range, and the basically your ability to move with them. So I don't mind any of these changes. It brings them more in line with a shotgun. A shotgun's supposed to be big, unwieldy, and powerful. So only in close range. So there you go. Shotguns are coming down. I think that's all fine with me. I don't have a problem with shotgun. Then they talk about fusion rifles. Nobody uses a fusion rifle in Crucible, and that's the only place these things really matter. So I think every time they put out one of these weapon changes, they're trying to justify the use of a fusion rifle in Crucible, and people just don't use them. They want them to be your oh crap gun. You know, there's a guy charging me and I want to get rid of him quick, so I'll pull out my fusion rifle. And people just don't use them like that. They use a shotgun for that. So they increased charge speed on fast charge rifles, but made them less damaging. They more predictable. Reduce hip fire stability and increase ADS stability. Reduce some ammo and increased the PvE damage. Sniper rifles. Hey, you know that Irene you bought last week, and I bought it too with Luck in the Chamber? That's gonna go away. Basically, Luck in the Chamber now only will proc on a headshot, just like Final Round did. So the Luck in the Chamber kills that you're getting with your Irene are gonna go away. They're also doing some range changes, but it doesn't look like it's really gonna affect anything. They extend the damage fall off, so I'm not worried about that. Then sidearms. Sidearms, they're making them faster. Basically, your ready and stow speeds are increasing. So that was the regular base weapon type changes that they're putting in with 2.1. Now they'll probably add and remove and jimmy with the knobs a little bit on some of that stuff before it comes out in December, because it's still just November. But that's some of the things they're changing. Now, let's get on to something exotic. There's two parts to this exotic. This is the first part. They're actually changing some of the exotic weapons. The first curse, everybody's favorite gun, they're actually making it more useful. The first curse perk now refills the magazine when activated, provides better stability, better target acquisition, and damage fall off starts farther out while the perk remains active. It gets plus 25 to first curse base damage, fixed a bug where first curse perk would deactivate if the player summons their ghost, boost the imprecation base range and magazine size. This is a legal disclaimer. I'm just going to read the changes for the exotic. So the first curse is going to get better. It's meant to be that complement to your last word, or kind of the antithesis to the last word. Last word's up close hip fire. First curse is ADS and long range, so they're making that better. Hawk Moon changes. Reduce base range by 20. Lucky bullets from both Luck in the Chamber and Holding Axe now deal 1.2 bonus damage, was 1.3. Basically what happens when they brought the hand cannons up, they said in their testing, the Hawk Moon went way up. Like, it got way good. So they're having to actually compensate that by bringing it down some. So it looks like it's a nerf, but it actually is a net buff when you combine it with the regular weapon changes. So that's good right there. I'm going to be using my Hawk Moon a lot probably now that I have one on Xbox. The Chaperone changes. Reduce base damage, increase precision damage scalar to 1.75, was 1.1. Same thing with the Chaperone that happened with the Hawk Moon. When they made all the weapon changes in 2.1, the Chaperone went way up. It became amazing compared to everything else. So they're having to bring it in line, basically. Fabian Strategy, everybody's favorite Titan auto rifle. Here's the changes. I'm going to read them off. They didn't make a lot of sense the first time I read them. Let's see if they make sense this time. So, Frontline's perk on Fabian strategy no longer buffs rate of fire as a bonus modifier. Frontlines now increases the base rate of fire stat to highest speed. Damage per bullet is offset to match the high rate of fire archetype. So they're bringing the, instead of it being a mid fire rate, it's becoming a high fire rate. It's basically becoming a bullet hose. In a good way, I assume. Next, it removed extended mag perk and replaced with flared mag barrel. Removed small bore perk and replaced with rifled barrel. Needed to make these changes to prevent shipping a magazine bug that could trigger when reloading the weapon while Frontline's perk is active. Okay. Increased base reload and stability on the weapon to help offset the removed stat upgrade. So it's becoming faster and more stable. And it's going to get some higher rate of fire, stuff like that. So, Black Spindle, instead of having scopes, you're now going to have barrel compensation changes because it doesn't change the scope even though it said it did. Sleeper Simulant, max inventory ammo is being buffed from 9 from 7. There was an ammo swap exploit that they fixed, and the inventory no longer benefits from fusion rifle armor perks, but does benefit from heavy ammo armor perks. Nice. So those are the exotic weapon changes. There's one more thing that they put in there in the exotic weapons, and it is exotic armor too. Year 1 items. They didn't say which ones, but they said tune into their Instagram channel tomorrow, and you'll be seeing some year 1 exotics that are coming into year 2. So they're bringing some new stuff in. I have my fingers so crossed for the Mighty Multi-Tool. So hard crossed. Hot cross fingers for the Mighty Multi-Tool. I want that gun back so bad. But they're doing some guns and armor, bringing some year 1s into year 2. So check it out on Instagram tomorrow. They'll be posting pictures of what's coming along. There's 2 of them, they said, that are year 2 items. They're not year 1 items, they're year 2. So we're having 2 new exotics, and I don't know how many year 1 exotics being brought into year 2. And they said some of those year 1 exotics that are being brought into year 2 will even have new perks. So look for that. So I'm very excited. I hope they bring along some of my favorites that we left behind and I very dearly miss. And especially, the good thing, any one of those year 1 items that you had in year 1 will be immediately unlocked in the bank when they become available in December. So, there you go, guys. It's a pretty big weekly update. I was pretty excited about it. Anything to do with weapons, I get in there and I get excited about it. Look at this guy with his Tanix cloak. Get out of here. Oh, he's gone! That was amazing! The timing was perfect. I didn't even mean to. But anyway, guys, that's what I got. Let me know what you think. How do you feel about these weapon changes? How do you feel about the weekly update? I'm fine with it. I'm sad about my pulse rifles. Hopefully they'll still be very usable. I just got this PDX. It's amazing. More videos on that to come later. So anyway, guys, I'm going to dance it out. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think. I want some comments below. Start a discussion. But I'm going to get out of here. Thanks so much for watching. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you want to see more videos. And I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. See you, bye.